Welcome, my name's Lumpy, and this is Fool's Paradise Fishing, where we learn that fishing is not the same as catching. So let's get started. I am a retired military and a veteran, therefore we're going to conduct this in the military way. So attention to brief. We'll begin with the terminal objective, which is an introduction into this YouTube channel. The enabling objective is 1, who am I? 2, what is this channel's purpose? And 3, just the gouge. All right, let's get started. Who am I? Lumpy, retired military, veteran, just like you. Born and raised in the Northwest, fishing all my life, and then moved up north and started fishing in Alaska when I started working up there about 15 years ago after I retired from the military. My family, or my wife's family, has connection with Alaska, and she is sink home. And sink home said, hey, you're bugging me, go get a hobby and do something that gets you out of the house. So fishing solved the problem. Therefore, those who we will obey all orders of those above us. But my wife's family's been up in Alaska for a long time. They showed up there in the 30s, homesteaded up around Valdez. Rumor has it worked on the pipeline. Their paths, we can't confirm much. Brother and sister-in-law. Brother-in-law was born in the territory of Alaska, so, he's got some roots there. And my sister-in-law has lived up there for the last 40-some years, just retired from state of Alaska, and she's a burly woman of the north. So, been up there for a while, been fishing around, ranging from Adak to Nome. Been to Prudhoe Bay, not so much fishing there. Valdez, all around Alaska, and then down in Seward, Homer, and the Kenai, Russian River area. So we'll touch on that. The purpose is, hey, fishing's fun in Alaska. It's a great place. You can catch a lot of fish, but it can be expensive. So let's see if we can find some economical ways to do this. One of them is, of course, utilizing your veteran and military benefits to go down to Seward Military Recreation Center, get a place to stay down there, and fish around there. They rent gear. Sometimes they have charters, or they know charters. And then from there, you can fan out to other areas, Russian River just down the road, down to Kenai, down to Homer. But you kind of want to base out of Seward at the time. So we're going to be exploring the economical ways to do it. And, if you don't mind sleeping in a yurt, you can rent a yurt. There's also tent sites. There's also RV sites. So Seward Military Recreations kind of covers it all. They do have a lodge and rooms, but they can get spendy, but not as expensive as some of the other places. So we'll work on that, see if we can't find some economical alternatives to fishing in Alaska. The other great thing about Seward is they got big freezers, vacuum packers, and then they got huge discounts on FedEx if you don't want to take it back with you on the airlines. So there's a lot to look into there. As far as fishing gear, you can rent that from them, but if you have your own, you can bring it up. If you fly Alaska, they're used to people carrying on fishing rods all the time. And then, or if you want, you can buy some stuff there. But let's just be careful with that. Yeah, depending where you go, it can be expensive. I tend to just buy all my stuff at Walmart. It's pretty economical, and the Walmarts up there in Alaska pretty much carry everything that you might need. All right, just the gouge. So let's just work on what works. That's the big thing about Alaskans. They only want to use what works. They don't get into all the other fancy whatever stuff. The waders, what works. Rubber boots, what works. Fishing gear, what works. And so we're going to focus on that and what I've learned from fishing with Alaskans, like my sister-in-law, and then what I've learned from talking to people around there, and then fishing up there for 15 years. No need to show up with, unless you want to, with the $1,000 sim setup, which is interesting because I've been down doing the road fishing out of Kodiak, and for some reason, the Scandinavians love going there. When they show up there, they got all top of the line sim stuff, most expensive fly rods you can get, and they don't catch a thing. So it's kind of interesting watching them roam around there. So we will address what not to do, and those who need additional training will receive it. And so that's kind of the end of the introduction. We've accomplished our objectives, and we'll summarize pretty much just the gouge. So I'm Lumpy, and this is my YouTube channel, Fool's Paradise Fishing, where again, there's a reason they call it fishing and not catching.